Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming again to our Smart Ed to Ed EMEA webinars. So today we have with us Julia Bondarenko from Russia. Julia is an expert using AMP. She's a smart exemplar educator and she has a lot of experience. She's also a smart certified trainer. She's one of the first smart exemplar educators that started using SmartAmp. So today Julia is going to talk to us about gamification with SmartAmp. So before I pass over to Julia, I want to just remind everybody that we will continue with our series of webinars next year in January. So we will stop the weekly series of webinars for the holiday season, and we will come back in January with the webinar from Gert Lemons from Belgium. Gert is a very good expert in programming and games, also in gamification. So Gert is going to talk about programming games with SmartAmp. So you can start registering now for this webinar happening Tuesday 12, January Tuesday 12. So without more delay, I will pass over Julia, that is gonna share with us her experience on creating games or playing games with SmartAmp in the classroom. So let me. Oh, we have a problem, Julia. I have seen we have a problem. I need to make you a presenter. I hope you can hear me. You can speak now as I open your mic, Julia. Are you there?
Hello.
Hello. Yes, we can hear you. Let me see if I can make you the presenter so that you can start sharing your screen.
Okay. Where should I do it?
No. Let me see, because I sent you an invitation for the webinar as a panelist. So you were able to be as a panelist, but you are as an attendee. Yeah, make Julia presenter now. Okay. So I think we should start being able to see. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, we can see it. You can speak, if you can speak louder so that everybody can hear you. We can see your screen. So thank you, Julia, for being with us today, for sharing your experience. It's all yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Aina. Today I would like to present some ideas of gamifications and some my experience on working in SmartAmp. And today all of us know that today's schools face major problems around student motivation and engagement. Gamification, we can say, incorporation of game elements into non-game settings provides an opportunity to help schools solve these difficult problems. However, if gamification is to be of use to school, we must better understand what gamification is, how it functions, and why it might be useful. The basic principle of gamification is measurable feedback from users, providing a rapid development of the material and the gradual immersion of the user on the points of knowledge. When applied gamification, gradual change and complexity of goals and tasks as users purchase new skills and competence, which ensures the development of the result while maintaining user involvement. What do I mean by the gamification of education? Schools already have several game-like elements. Students get points for completing assignments correctly. These points translate to badges. Students are rewarded by desired behavior and punished by undesirable behaviors using the common currency as a reward system. If they perform well, students level up at the end of every academic year. So this is the main idea. And free majors area. Um, Educational gamification proposes the use of game like rule system, player experience, and cultural role to shape learners' behavior. To understand the potential of gamification, however, we must consider how these techniques can be best in practice. So, once more, three major areas in which gamification can serve as an intention. Cognitive, as you can see, it means games provide a complex system of rules, and it supports motivation and engagement. Students in school are often told what to do without understanding the larger benefits of the work. Gamification can help students, and if students can ask, if I want to master this task, what do I do next? It would be better. So next area, emotional. If we speak about emotional sphere, we speak about positive emotional, firstly. Many positive emotional experiences, such as optimism and pride, and emotions also help players persist from negative emotional experience and even transform them into positive one. It's very, very important. And the large area, which is very important too, it's social area. Games allow players to try on new identities and roles, asking them to make in-game decisions from their new vantage points. Players adopt roles, what are the less explicitly fictional, exploring new sides of themselves in safe space of play. For example, what I mean, a shy teenager might become a tour leader, leading his group alongside scenes, for example. And however, to success achieve the goal in the gamification, students need to follow a number of rules, and teacher should too. First, its purpose. Any project should be the goal. In any game, the player always sees the goals. Visualization goals in games works very powerfully. The next, rules. You should follow rules. Any game must have at least some rules. Restrictions simulate creative thinking, make you think more productively. And the one more, you should follow the feedback system. The game must be feedback mechanism. These are different elements that show what right and what wrong while students are playing. And for all these conditions, I integrate elements of gamification in my classroom. The aim of my work was not only the students study the program, but they should study smart amp using too. We did it during our English lessons last year. To achieve my goal, I have created a system of badges that each student receives after the successful completion of the tasks. Badges and students' work are divided by type and level of complexity. And now you can see first type of task. This type matches with Smart program. At the first level, students learn how to create a workspace, how to work with text and images to design their projects. On the second level, students must learn how to use the figures for better design projects and participate in responses created by the teacher firstly. Advanced level includes working with videos, creating responses, and chatting in English. This is advanced level for us because English is the second language, not native language. Well, the next type of task matches with the student preparation for Russian national state exam. RNE means Russian national state exam. Tasks are divided according to the student's ability to perform the written, oral, or creative task. This task might be done in pair or group forms of cooperation. As well as we use brainstorming too. Boring tasks turn alive by a logical sequences of work which contribute their successful implementation. And let's look for example of the task. If we speak about RNE writer badge, to have each student must know how to write different letters and what phrases he or she needs to use. For example, this is the task. Student did it and have the badge. The next badge, RNE speaker. To have this badge, students must do oral task from the exam. It's a little bit more difficult, but they did it. And the last, at the least, to have a badge RNE thinker, student must have a plan according to requirement of examination. If a student did these levels, he can start doing other tasks. The third type of task is complicated due to the content. So we can see the first level is the job of reproductive content. Student must find information and present it in the class. Here is the task in which student must get a trick. Another the same task is ecological task. You can see the example of the task. Then the second level. The second level students have creative task. They must create leaflet, for example, and they will be leaflet creator. Or they must create a poster, and as a result, they will be a poster creator. They did both of them. And as a result, they had 2 badges. And the third level is a project of global international collaboration based on the analysis and synthesis of the information using Venn diagrams. Of course, this is the most difficult task because students needed to work not only in group but with students from other countries. It's more difficult, of course. Thus, working with Cloud Solution Smart Amp allowed me to organize work in the system from simple to complex and easily track the progress of each student. I had an opportunity to personalize the student's own page, allowed each student to put the goals and track the success of his or her achievement. And let's look through Smart Amp workspace. For example, you can see one example of student, and here you can see a group of leaders because all of these students did all the tasks, and as a result they have their own stairs, and they won a prize at the end of these stairs. So each student has different badges. Not all students have all the badges, but we have a group of leaders, and we have some students who didn't do all the stages, all the tasks, but he are going to finish it, maybe this year. And it was last year experience. This year experience, we have started to play new game, so new badges. And here you can see some badges. This game students play in pairs because previous game consists of different types of tasks: individual task, pair work, or group work. Students had an opportunity to choose. But now it's pair work. Students have different tasks and they give badges to each other. It's a little bit more difficult because you must not only do the task, but you must prove your neighbor that you did the task in very good way, and you must have a badge. Here you can see one example of the task, and let's go to Smart AMP workspace to see it. Well, here you can see an example of the task. Students can ask the question. And they can check their answer without teacher's help. As a result, they can count how many points have everybody has, and then make a decision if they have the badge or not. And one more task I want to show you. This is the task according assess part of Smart AMP, and here is the same system. Well, and now we continue working on different tasks, and this is my experience. Now I'm going to have some more different experiments with Smart AMP, and I hope to share it next time. So this is my experience according to Smart AMP workspace and gamification inside it. If you have any questions, I'm glad to answer them. Maybe some more ideas how to share, how to spread this idea of badges in Smart AMP.
There are no answers so far, Yulia. I don't know if someone wants to make a comment or make a question.
I really hope that it is very interesting experience, interesting idea, and we will continue working on this idea together, because I think there are so many creative Cs inside our community. So we need ideas how to do this game more useful, more interesting, maybe something else.
Thank you. There is a comment from Dilek Demirol from Turkey that says, thank you for the presentation, Julia. I want to say hello from Turkey. Thank you, Dilek. There is also another comment from Giovanna from Italy, Giovanna Visego, that says, thank you, Julia. I like, Julie. I want to make just a comment. I like the way that you are using budgets so to motivate the students, and I want to ask you something. Have you seen or have you noticed any type of increase on the final results or evaluations or exams in your students since you are using this type of gamification activities?
No, please, once more, only a question.
Yeah, so my question is, after using this type of activities for gamification, have you noticed that the results in the exams or in the evaluations are better
Yeah.
or not?
Uh-huh. Yes, of course. Firstly, it was more easier to work in Smart M because there were not questions according how to type, how to put the picture inside in workspace, how to put videos and some other ideas. Students did it without my help because they've learned it. They learned how to do it. And of course, all my tasks are the same as the task in student book. But when student did the task in student book, it was boring for them. But when they did the same task in Smart M, they gave an opportunity to do it firstly together. It's more interesting, and to do this task in more creative way. So they can not only do the task, but also think or image something or design something how they want. Of course, it was more interesting, as a result, more resultative, more useful. And when students presented their work, um, all of them have had different presentation in the end, because all of them did their presentation in their own way.
Great, great. That's very interesting. There is another comment from Gert Lemens from Belgium that says, thanks for the tips, Julia.
Thank you.
So I don't know if the people in the audience, if you have any other questions or comments for Julia. So Julia, if you send me the notebook presentation you shared with the group today, I will be able to send to everybody
Okay.
in the webinar. So in case someone is interested in having some of your slides. So I think there are no more questions. I think your presentation was super interesting and give a lot of ideas to everybody, inspiration, ideas, and tips. So thank you so much, Julia. Thank you everybody for being with us today, and also greeting seasons for everybody. Happy holidays and happy breaks if you have it. Happy Christmas if you celebrate it. And especially happy New Year to everybody. So we will come back with a series of webinars in January 12th with Gert Lemons talking about programming games using a smart amp. That will be super interesting also. So take a rest, enjoy your time, and see you next year. Happy New Year. See you. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.